Have you ever had that unsettling feeling like someone's watching you, even when you're completely alone? What if I told you that someone is watching, but not in the way you might think? Parallel realities aren't just science fiction. They could be influencing your life in ways that will leave you questioning everything. From the unexplained déjà vu to those moments where time seems to warp and bend, these aren't just random glitches. They might be eerie signs you're being watched by a parallel version of yourself. As strange as it sounds, another you could be observing, influencing, and even guiding your choices from a parallel universe. But why would this happen? And more importantly, how would you even know? Well, the truth lies in subtle, almost chilling clues that many people experience daily without ever realizing the full implications. Imagine waking up with knowledge you never learned, hearing your name whispered when no one's around, or forming instant connections with people you've never met. These might not just be coincidences, they could be the unmistakable signs that your alternate self is closer than you think. Let's dive into the mysterious world of parallel realities and uncover these eerie signs that may already be a part of your life. 1. Spontaneous memories or thoughts that aren't yours. Have you ever been struck by a vivid memory of a place or person that feels strikingly real, even though you've never actually experienced it? This phenomenon might be more than just a trick of the mind, it could be a sign that your reality is briefly overlapping with that of a parallel self. Imagine your brain as a vast network of interconnected channels, each representing a different version of you. When these channels momentarily align, fragments from other lives can surface, leading to memories or thoughts that aren't technically yours but belong to another version of yourself. Consider the unsettling experience of suddenly recalling a scene from a city you've never visited, or having detailed recollections of events you've never lived through. These spontaneous memories might be glimpses into the lives of your parallel selves. This overlap might occur when your cognitive filters are momentarily lowered, allowing otherworldly experiences to seep into your consciousness. Such incidents can feel oddly familiar and almost as if they were meant for you, highlighting the eerie intersection of parallel realities. So, if you find yourself grappling with these disorienting flashes of memory, it might be worth exploring whether they could be signs of a parallel version reaching out. These bursts of memories could be clues that your parallel self is attempting to communicate or share valuable insights. It's as if these other versions are subtly knocking on the door of your awareness, inviting you to unlock the mysteries of parallel universes and explore the deeper connections between your reality and theirs. 2. Strong intuition or gut feelings. Ever had a moment where your gut screamed at you to make a particular decision, and it ended up being the best choice you could have made? That strong, unshakable intuition may not just be a coincidence. It's possible that your parallel self is guiding you, subtly influencing your instincts based on choices they've already made in their reality. Think of it as a ripple effect where their lived experience is echoing through to you, nudging you toward the right path. It's a quiet voice, yet powerful in its ability to steer you. For instance, imagine you're debating whether to take a new job or stay in your current one. Out of nowhere, your gut pulls you strongly toward one option without any logical reason. This intense inner pull could be your parallel self stepping in, knowing that they've already faced a similar crossroad and made a choice that brought them success or happiness. What feels like a random, intuitive nudge is, in reality, a carefully timed whisper from another version of yourself. So, next time you feel that gut instinct, don't ignore it. It may be one of the eerie signs of parallel realities at work, trying to steer you in the direction where your potential can unfold. This connection to your parallel universe signs and clues could be the key to unlocking choices that align with your highest good. It's a subtle but profound way that parallel versions of you might be keeping a watchful eye, ensuring you navigate life's uncertainties with wisdom that transcends your current timeline. 3. Déjà vu experiences. That strange feeling of, I've been here before, even though you know it's impossible, déjà vu, is more than just an odd trick of the mind. It might actually be one of the clearest signs you're being watched by a parallel version of yourself. Imagine this. In another reality, a version of you has already lived through this very moment, and what you're feeling is a brief connection with their experience. This eerie overlap offers a peek into the shared pathways between you and your parallel self, where memories and moments blur across dimensions. Déjà vu is often dismissed as a fleeting, unexplainable glitch, but what if it's more? What if, in that brief moment, you're experiencing the life of a parallel self? Perhaps you visited that cafe, had that conversation, or walked down that street, just not in this version of your life. This sensation can be a direct connection to a parallel version who has already experienced this reality. It's like your timelines are syncing up, and for a split second, you're both in the same place, experiencing the same event. The next time déjà vu washes over you, pay attention. It could be more than just a curious moment, it might be one of the parallel universe signs and clues whispering that your other self is close, watching you, and maybe even guiding you. These fleeting moments of connection are powerful reminders that reality isn't as linear as it seems, and that parallel versions of yourself might be influencing your current path. 4. Feeling strong connections to people you've never met. Have you ever met someone and felt an instant, almost unexplainable bond? It's as if you've known them for a lifetime, even though this is your first encounter. This strong, magnetic connection might not just be a coincidence but a sign of parallel realities at play. In another version of the universe, your paths may have already crossed, and that sense of familiarity could be an echo from a different timeline. It's like two puzzle pieces from parallel worlds momentarily fitting together. Think about those encounters where, within minutes, you feel like you've known the person for years. It's not just chemistry, it might be one of the eerie signs of parallel realities intertwining. In that alternate version of life, you may have built a relationship, shared experiences, or traveled a different journey together. And now, that deep bond is making itself known in this reality, drawing you toward each other with a force that transcends logic. This phenomenon isn't just limited to romantic or deep friendships either. Even casual acquaintances that feel oddly significant could be manifestations of parallel self watching you. Perhaps in a different timeline, your lives are intertwined in ways you can't fathom in this reality. So next time you meet someone and feel that unshakable connection, consider it a glimpse into the larger web of parallel versions where your interactions may have already left their mark. 5. Waking up with new knowledge or solutions. Waking up one morning with sudden clarity or the perfect solution to a problem you've been wrestling with for days can feel like magic. But what if that epiphany didn't come out of nowhere? It might actually be one of the subtle ways your parallel self is watching and helping you. In another reality, a version of you may have already solved the same issue, and somehow, that knowledge has transferred across timelines, surfacing in your subconscious as you sleep. It's like getting a cheat code from a parallel universe. Think about it, how often do you go to bed with no answers, only to wake up with everything suddenly making sense? This burst of insight could be more than just your brain processing information, it might be the influence of your parallel self, sharing their experiences to guide you. In the world of parallel realities, knowledge doesn't always stay confined to one timeline. It can bleed into yours, offering solutions that feel like they've come from another version of you who's already been there, done that. So next time you wake up with a brilliant idea or a fresh perspective, don't shrug it off. It could be one of the eerie signs of parallel realities offering their wisdom. These moments are clues that your parallel self is not only watching but actively contributing to your journey. It's an exciting reminder that there's more at play than what meets the eye, and your alternate versions might be your biggest allies in navigating life's challenges. 6. Hearing your name when no one's around. Have you ever heard your name whispered when there's no one there? It can be a jarring experience, but it might not be as random as it seems. This eerie phenomenon could be a subtle message from a parallel version of yourself, trying to catch your attention. In the world of parallel realities, the boundaries between dimensions can sometimes blur, and what you hear might be a signal that your parallel self is watching you. It's as if they're calling out from the edges of your awareness, letting you know they're there. Imagine walking through an empty room when suddenly, you hear your name, clear as day, but no one is around. Many might dismiss this as a trick of the mind, but what if it's more? This could be one of the clearest parallel universe signs and clues that your other self is attempting to reach out. It's almost like a soft nudge from another version of you, hinting that your realities are closer than you think. These whispers from parallel selves can be subtle reminders that we're not alone in our experiences. So, if you hear your name when no one else is around, pay attention. It could be one of the eerie signs of parallel realities brushing up against your own, a quiet but powerful acknowledgement that your alternate self is not only aware of you but might even be watching and influencing your life in ways you can't fully understand. These moments, though fleeting, can open a doorway to deeper exploration of the unseen forces around us. 7. Feeling out of sync with time. Have you ever had moments where time feels like it's slipping through your fingers or dragging endlessly? That feeling of being out of sync with time could be more than just a weird perception. It might be a sign that your awareness is aligning with a parallel version of yourself. In some realities, time might move faster, slower, or even in a different direction, and when your timelines momentarily overlap, you might experience those strange distortions. It's as if you're stepping into a rhythm that doesn't belong to your current reality. Think about the times when hours seem to vanish in the blink of an eye, or when minutes stretch into what feels like an eternity. These glitches in your perception of time could be one of the eerie signs of parallel realities subtly influencing your experience. When your parallel self is living in a different pace or timeline, that disconnection can ripple into your own consciousness, causing you to feel out of sync with the world around you. It's a reminder that time, as we experience it, isn't as fixed or linear as we believe. So, the next time you feel that strange tug on the flow of time, it could be one of the parallel universe signs and clues indicating that your alternate self is close. These moments are not just about feeling off balance, they might be an invitation to explore how the unseen dimensions of time and reality influence your current experience. It's a mysterious yet powerful connection to the vast network of parallel selves that might be watching you from their own timelines. As you start recognizing these eerie signs, the question remains, what will you do with this knowledge? How will you apply it to explore the deeper connections between your reality and the parallel versions of yourself? These moments of overlap, whether through déjà vu, strong intuition, or strange time glitches, offer you a rare opportunity to tune into the hidden dimensions of your existence. Have you ever stopped to think about what your parallel self might be trying to tell you? Maybe it's time to start paying attention to these subtle clues that could shift your understanding of reality entirely. Now that you know the signs, how can you use them to your advantage? Do you feel empowered to explore the possibilities that lie beyond the ordinary? Perhaps you've already experienced some of these eerie sensations, but never connected them to parallel realities. It's time to dig deeper. What if these parallel versions are nudging you toward a greater awareness of your own potential? The next time you hear that voice or feel out of sync with time, remember, it could be your alternate self guiding you. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss out on more insights like these. Continue expanding your consciousness by watching the recommended video that you see on the screen right now.